Hello, everyone. Thank you for checking out this episode of Nerd Caliber. Today we have Fairwind Cosplay. We're going to talk about Cinderella. Fairwind, what can you tell us about this amazing cosplay you put together?
Thank you very much. I'm a princess performer, character entertainer. So I work a lot with children for birthday parties. I've worked with Make-A-Wish before. And I think the best part of cosplay as a whole is the play. It's bringing that character that you love to life and make someone happy with it. So I actually did not create this gown. This was made by Need a Little Magic, who is a wonderful commissioner. I think one of the topics in the cosplay community that's somewhat hotly contested is if you buy it, you're not a cosplayer. But I think if you're in a costume, you're cosplaying. Plus you're supporting small businesses who take the time to use their craft to make magic for other people. So my gown is beautifully made just for me by Need a Little Magic. And my wig was styled by Katie's Thingamabobs, who is a wonderful wig stylist in the performance industry as well. So when I'm performing as princesses, I like to look as much like the movie as possible to keep that illusion of the magic up for the little ones.
Okay. What can you tell us about the makeup process behind this cosplay?
Sure. For performance purposes, we actually pack on a lot of makeup. It's a lot like doing makeup for theater. So when you're on a stage, like your features need to be seen from far away. So you have to do like the basic skincare and the primer, packing on eyeshadow, especially Cinderella and her very wacky blue eyeshadow. You have to pack on the colors and then blend them all out so that they still look as magically natural as blue eyeshadow can possibly look. Some people prefer to go really high-end with their makeup. I think for certain things like foundation, it's good to have something that may be a little bit more on the expensive side that's catered to your skin tone and what your skin tone needs. But most of the makeup that I use is drugstore makeup. So it's very accessible to anybody who wants to reach out and access this. You don't necessarily need the highest end products to look like you stepped out of the carriage to the royal ball. But it takes me like half an hour or slightly longer to do all of the makeup. It's mostly the wig prep, though, that takes a long time. Have you ever done pin curls before? So prepping for the wig takes a while, but if you've never had to do pin curls, like you've saved multiple hours in your cosplay experience.
What would you say is the hardest thing about the cosplay?
The hardest part about getting around in this costume is that it is massive. I'm not wearing the hoop right now because I cannot fit in my film studio sitting down wearing the hoop. I have a 6-ring hoop and a massive crinoline, like huge. I am a hazard in this gown. At Katsucon, when it's very, very crowded on the busiest day, it's just like, whoop, okay, Cinderella's coming through. Her skirt's the size of the carriage.
Now, you're not just a cosplayer. You actually perform as Cinderella and other Disney characters at for events for kids. What can you tell us about that?
I think it's one of the most wonderful and rewarding things in life as a performer and as a person to make a difference and make a kid smile. I do what I do not only because I love it, because I love what I see when I walk into a room and a kid just lights up. Like this is the story that they go to sleep reading at night or watching on TV. And being able to translate that story from the page or the screen to real life is not only a challenge, but a very rewarding experience. When I'm at cons and if I'm cosplaying a princess or another well-known character that kids like, I don't need to be in character the whole time. But if a kid sees me and comes up to me, you bet I'm going to make that magic for them. So even if it's just something as, I love your gown, princess, did your fairy godmother make it? Or if there's a little kid in a Spider-Man costume, thanking them for being a paragon of justice and defending the kingdom. Little things like that are what kids remember. And I think that's the best part about doing what I do, is being able to have that impact on others and seeing the joy that they get and that their families get out of it. Doing it all, like, yeah, singing and dancing and speaking in the character's dialect is a fun challenge as an actor, and the payoff of making people happy is more than worth all of the hours of prep for it.
Okay. So what is it about Cinderella that's very special to you? What's it about the story that resonates with you?
I think as a kid, Cinderella wasn't a character I actually paid attention to a lot. Ariel was more of my favorite princess as a child because she was rebellious and she explored a lot. But growing up and becoming an adult, I think Cinderella's story started to resonate with me more. She goes through so much in her young life. She's only 19 years old in her story. And yet, despite everything that's happened to her, she still remains one of the kindest and most forgiving characters in fiction. She doesn't let what happened to her in the past color her view of the future. She's still a dreamer, she's still optimistic and hopeful, and forgives the people who have hurt her. So being an adult and realizing Cinderella is not a boring princess. She has so much to who she is as a person, and you can learn from her. I've learned a lot from her in spending time with her recently.
So if there's anyone that wants to reach out to you about either checking out just your social media or just to maybe hire you for a party or for an event, how can they reach you?
You can reach me through my social media for princess work at Fairwind Cosplay on Instagram and Facebook. And you can also, if you'd like a mermaid to make some magic for you, I also perform as a professional mermaid. So you can find me at Mist the Mermaid on Instagram and Facebook as well. For being able to blend cosplay and performance as a living makes me a very, very lucky person. I'm very happy to do what I do, even if it's just for a moment saying hello on a video. So yeah, thank you for expressing the interest in what I do, and maybe I can make someone's day being magical for them. If anyone is ever bullying you for any reason in the cosplay community, please feel free to come in and message me. I am so happy to listen and to stand up for those whose voices need to be heard most. There's a project I took part in in June, and I'm still doing, called Pass the Cosplay Mic, in which I'm using my large platform to amplify Black cosplayers. So if you want to take part in this project, I highly recommend that you check out the original mission by cosplayer Frickle Frackle Marco and use what you've learned and loved in the platform that you've built to help cosplayers whose voices might not be heard. Everyone's voice deserves to be heard in the cosplay community, whether you're a beginner cosplayer or someone who buys all their costumes or closet cosplays or is just a little bit different. We're all here for a reason, and that's to share our love for fictional characters. So we might as well make a difference with it.
I can't think of a better way to end this segment. Thank you very much, Fairwind Cosplay, and thank you, our viewers, and everyone have a great day. Stay tuned for more cosplay content.
Thank you, Nerd Caliber.